Whatever is happening to Thor in that Doomsday trailer, we can sum it up in one sentence. Doom stopped him. Cold. That's it. That's the whole sentence. But that one sentence is loaded with humiliation, with pure embarrassment. Doom blocks one of Thor's most powerful attacks, with 2 fingers. I know what you're thinking. This feels a lot like what Thanos did to Hulk in Infinity War. Except Thanos actually threw punches. Doom didn't even bother. Just 2 fingers. And somewhere out there, Thor fans are absolutely losing it right now. Thor's legs are shaking, quite literally, while he's out there yelling across the village about how powerful Doom is. But how did we get here? How does Doom put the god of thunder in this state? To actually understand this moment, we need to understand Doom's power. All of it. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to watch that trailer completely differently. Who is Dr. Doom, really? In the comics, Dr. Doom isn't just a magic user like Doctor Strange. He's a genuinely unique blend of magic and technology. He's a man of science, but his mother was a witch who practiced dark arts, and that's actually what got her killed. Because of that, Victor Von Doom got pulled into dark arts, mysticism, and dark magic from a very young age, and he went all in. Now let's quickly map out the magic system that already exists in the MCU, because it matters for what comes next. Loki uses a combination of Asgardian and Jotun magic, mostly illusions and mental manipulation. Wanda wields chaos magic. She's technically a mutant, but she's also one of the most powerful witches we've seen, capable of full reality warping, which we watched play out in WandaVision. Doctor Strange and the sorcerers use eldritch magic, mostly protection, binding, and attack spells, all requiring very specific hand gestures and years of study from ancient texts. Dr. Doom uses Romani witchcraft, inherited from the tribe he belonged to, and specifically from his mother. This includes hexes, potions, and alchemy. Then there's Darkhold magic, the same dark demonic sorcery Wanda tapped into in Multiverse of Madness. Doom can do that too. But here's the massive difference. Most sorcerers hesitate before going anywhere near demonic power. Doom does not care. At all. If Doctor Strange needs dark magic, he'll summon a demon, talk to it, negotiate, and strike some kind of deal, the way he did with Dormammu. If Doom wants the same thing, he skips the negotiation entirely. He summons the demon, blackmails it, manipulates it, or just traps it and drains its power outright. That's Doom for you. If Doom had faced Dormammu instead of Strange, Doom wouldn't have needed to die 1,000 times. Dormammu would have been the one dying on repeat. Strange learned his magic through books. He studied spells, memorized them, and respects the craft deeply. Doom's story is completely different. He first found his mother's books and learned dark magic from them. Then he tracked down magicians, scholars, and wizards across the world and studied their individual techniques. But he never executes them the proper way. If there's a specific technique, a specific spell, a specific rule, Doom rips it apart, fuses it with science, and rebuilds it however benefits him most. It's basically the same mentality Tony Stark had building the Mark I in a cave. Doom studies a spell, hammers it into a shape that suits him, and then uses it. Translation: the man is the ultimate jugadu, a hustler who reverse engineers everything to his own advantage. The armor. Now let's talk about the second major piece of this puzzle, Doom's armor, which is arguably the most important detail in that entire trailer scene. I mentioned this briefly in my breakdown video. We're looking at a comic-accurate armor design with one key addition. The armor plating is covered in runes. We've seen runes in the MCU before, starting with WandaVision, where Agatha traps Wanda in the basement and explains just how powerful rune magic is. She tells Wanda that once a witch or sorcerer casts runes over a specific space, only they can perform magic within that boundary. Wanda later uses that exact same trick against Agatha to beat her. I kept thinking about this while looking at Doom's armor, because the runes appear to be doing the same job, except Doom has carved them directly into his suit. So when he blocks Thor's attack, there's a protection spell active, sure, but the armor itself is doing an enormous amount of the heavy lifting. In the comics, Doom's armor has changed shape and materials many times over the decades. In his earliest incarnation, Tibetan monks forge it for him out of a titanium alloy, which is then infused with heavy-duty magic. On top of that, Doom builds his own technology into the inner lining, turning it into a tech and magic hybrid suit, something no other human being has ever worn. There's also a genuinely unsettling detail. When the monks forge his mask, the process involves heating and hammering the metal repeatedly. Once it's finally ready, they wait for it to cool down before fitting it. Doom refuses to wait. He tells them to press it onto his face while it's still burning hot. His face is already scarred underneath, but he doesn't care. It's part of how he detaches himself from humanity on purpose. And yes, pressing a red-hot mask onto an already scarred face does exactly what you think it does. But here's the actual important part. Doom's armor isn't forged from something like vibranium, uru, or adamantium, and yet it's still absurdly powerful. Why? Because of his magic. Just like Thor's Stormbreaker or Mjolnir channels the Odin force and his lightning, Doom's armor works the same way. It channels his magic and his tech simultaneously. The stronger Doom's magic gets, the stronger and tougher his armor becomes. In the comics, Doom upgrades this armor constantly. At one point, he forges a vibranium uru alloy suit that becomes exponentially more powerful. There's also a storyline where the runes take center stage in a genuinely dark way. Doom becomes so consumed by jealousy of Reed Richards that he summons 3 demons who promise to grant any wish, as long as he meets their price. Their price is sacrificing the person closest to him. Doom's childhood love, Valeria, dies at his hands, and her skin is then used to forge his new armor. It sounds brutal because it is, but when Doom later wears that mask, you can literally see the stitching across it. That particular armor was covered in runes that let Doom summon and control demons mid-fight, generate an automatic force field with 0 effort, and even manipulate reality on a small scale. Reed eventually beats him, but not through raw power. Doom's own ego takes him down, like it always does. The movie moment, re-examined. Now, with all of that context, go back and re-watch the Thor vs. Doom clip. I promise your perspective shifts. Doom is simply that strong. If his magic outclasses whoever's standing in front of him, nothing they throw at him can actually hurt him. And at this point, it looks like Doom is operating at an extremely high level. I think this redesign is doing double duty. It makes Doom look visually incredible, and it sets up something else entirely. His hand gestures, or rather, his lack of them. Every sorcerer we've met in the MCU so far, Strange, the other masters of the mystic arts, even Wanda to some extent, relies on deliberate, elaborate hand gestures to cast spells. Doom doesn't play by that rulebook. You do not expect Doom to see Thor flying at him and start waving his hands around dramatically. That's not who this character is. By leaning on runes instead of gestures, Marvel gets to give Doom this incredibly still, intimidating aura. If someone comes at him, he just has to lift a hand. And that's probably going to be the extent of his combat choreography for most of this film. Point a hand, fire an energy blast, cast whatever he needs. No flair, no theatrics. In a lot of cases, he might not even need to lift a hand. The force field just activates. Bare minimum movement, maximum result. Doom does exactly what's needed and lets the magic do the rest. There's actually a leaked scene that backs this up. I won't go too deep since it's unofficial and unreleased, but essentially, Doom reanimates a group of Sentinels later in the story, and all he does is place one hand on the ground. He doesn't need to keep gesturing to keep them operational. He just floats there, radiating power, and the Sentinels come to life and start attacking on their own. If this were Strange, or Wanda, or Loki running this scene, they'd be visibly straining to keep those Sentinels active. Doom just slams his hand down once and that's it. Job done. He just stands there while they do the work. That lines up perfectly with who Doom actually is. In the comics, in the animated shows, everywhere. Even when literally every Avenger dumps everything they have on him at once, Doom barely moves. Someone fires a missile at him, he just tilts his head slightly, and it whistles right past. That's Dr. Doom. From what I can tell, this trailer is deliberately underselling his mobility on purpose, to make this exact moment land harder. Doom just stood there, and Stormbreaker stopped dead in its tracks. It's honestly reminiscent of that Hela moment in Thor Ragnarok, where Hela doesn't lift Mjolnir, she just catches it mid-swing and crushes it. People misread that scene as proof she was worthy. She wasn't. She just stopped it. Yes, the movie earlier showed Mjolnir obeying her, but that was before she was cast out of the worthiness enchantment. Something very similar is happening with Doom and Stormbreaker here. And actually, Stormbreaker doesn't even carry a worthiness enchantment the way Mjolnir does. Thanos has held it, Steve Rogers has held it, even Gore has held it. So this isn't about worthiness at all. It's simply that Stormbreaker, in the hands of an extremely capable warrior like Thor, still isn't enough against this version of Doom. Right now, at least. One more theory, and why I don't buy it. There's one more possibility worth mentioning. Dr. Doom has a well-earned reputation in the comics for stealing other characters' powers. He manipulates people, sidelines them, and absorbs their abilities. He literally won the entire Secret Wars storyline using this exact strategy. So, is it possible Doom stole Magneto's powers here and used magnetic manipulation to stop a metal weapon like Stormbreaker? I know it sounds strange, but it's not out of character. Doom has absorbed Wanda's power before, absorbed mutant powers before, even absorbed cosmic entity-level power before. Stopping one hammer would honestly be small potatoes for him. But this theory falls apart pretty quickly once you look at the next frame from the trailer. We can clearly see Doom's energy signature glowing green, which strongly suggests he's using his own magic, since a green energy signature is associated with Loki-style magic. Which raises a genuinely interesting question. Did Doom steal Loki's powers too? That's a rabbit hole for another video. But for now, I don't think the Magneto theory holds up. This is just Doom. He is that powerful. And like I said in my breakdown video, Thor's own lightning couldn't even cross past Doom's fingers. That's not a gimmick. That's pure magic. Pure power. So don't be shocked if, across the rest of this movie's marketing, we don't see Doom casting spells the traditional way at all. This is a man who's about to build an entire new world, using magic alone. Roughing up Thor? That's peanuts for him. That's it for this one. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you're subscribed to Mr. Ficks so you don't miss the next deep dive. I'll see you in the next video.